The 1960s produced black children whose intelligence went far beyond report cards. These kids possessed practical wisdom and survival skills that no classroom could teach. But what made them so sharp has largely disappeared from modern childhood. Here are 25 reasons why black kids were smarter in the 1960s. Learning to count money and make change at corner stores was one of the first real-world math lessons black kids received in the 1960s. When mothers sent children to the neighborhood store with a $1 bill and a short list, those kids had to calculate what they could afford before reaching the register. They added prices in their heads, figured out sales tax, and counted back change to make sure it was correct. The store owner might test them, handing over coins and waiting to see if the child would caught a mistake. This was not play money or worksheet problems. This was real currency that affected the family budget. Kids who came home short had to explain themselves, so they learned quickly. The corner store became a classroom where arithmetic had immediate consequences. By the time these children reached school, adding and subtracting felt natural because they had been doing it with actual stakes for years. No textbook could replicate the pressure of standing at that counter, making sure every penny was accounted for. Memorizing hymns, scripture, and speeches for church programs was serious business for black children in the 1960s. Easter, Christmas, and anniversary celebrations required children to stand before the entire congregation and recite passages without error. Preparation started weeks in advance, with mothers drilling children at the kitchen table until every word was perfect. These were not short poems. Some children memorized entire chapters from the Bible or lengthy speeches about black history and faith. The pressure to perform well was intense because the whole family was watching along with everyone else in the community. Getting up there and forgetting your lines brought shame, not just on yourself, but on your parents who had raised you. This training built memory skills, public speaking confidence, and the ability to perform under pressure. Children learned that preparation mattered and that excellence was expected. By the time school asked them to memorize facts or give presentations, church had already made them experts. Mastering telephone etiquette and proper message taking was required for black children in the 1960s. Telephones were expensive and kids learned exactly how to answer. They said the family name clearly, asked who was calling, and took messages with accurate details, including names, numbers, and the reason for the call. Writing while listening required concentration, and getting information wrong meant adults could miss important calls about jobs or family emergencies. Parents did not tolerate mumbling or incomplete messages. Children practiced proper greetings and learned to speak respectfully to adults on the line. This training taught communication skills, attention to detail, and responsibility. The telephone connected families to opportunities, and kids understood they were trusted with something important. Those message-taking skills translated directly to note-taking in school and to professional communication later in life. The simple act of answering a phone taught lessons no classroom could provide. Reading encyclopedias and dictionaries for entertainment was common among black children in the 1960s, especially in homes where books were treasured. Families who could afford encyclopedia sets treated them like prized possessions, and children explored their pages during free time. Kids flipped through volumes looking at maps, reading about animals, and discovering facts about countries they had never heard of. The dictionary served a similar purpose, with children looking up words they heard adults use. This self-directed learning happened without assignments or grades pushing it along. Children developed curiosity, research skills, and the habit of seeking answers to their own questions. The encyclopedia became a gateway to worlds beyond the neighborhood, sparking dreams and ambitions. For black families who knew education meant survival, these books represented investment in the future. Kids who spent afternoons with encyclopedias arrived at school already knowing things their teachers planned to teach. Writing letters to relatives in other cities and states was both a communication necessity and a literacy exercise for black children in the 1960s. Long-distance calls were expensive and saved for emergencies, so families stayed connected through the mail. children